up.
Yeah.
And
We're going a whole different direction. We are now cutie nudie.
Actually,
years, I guess.
Damn.
But no, it's going to be fun. I just saw my boy Brian Walsh perform in Shakespeare's show. And I understood most of it. Most of it I got. But I'm in the ye old spirit, as some may say these days.
Shit, man.
But it'll be cool. I hope I see a dragon.
Where's the Ren Fair at for those of
Bristol, Wisconsin. It's right on the edge of Illinois and Wisconsin. It's super fun. Some of our friends, the guys, Two Noisy Nights, who were Santa Claus and the Elf for Hawkwind's radio picture show Holiday Spectacular. They were a part of the Ren Fair for many, many years. They ran the pub crawl for a lot of years and had their own show. And it's fun. I like going there because it's fun. I run into a lot of like artist friends that I know there, so it's kind of one of those weird nerdy ones. But this one's kind of cool. It's cottagecore, so there's gonna be a lot of mushroom heads there. So people who wear like the toadstool heads and everything.
Yo, I've never been to the Ren Fair before, man.
Really?
What can people expect there, dude?
Turkey legs.
Turkey legs.
Turkey
What the
legs.
fuck?
Body odor. Mud wrestling.
I love nut
People
wrestling.
speaking in like weird huzzah ways.
Hell yeah, brother.
Shakespearean or old medieval times, as they will. I don't even know. I'm trying to
Jousting?
I'm trying to be as culturally appropriate as I can. It's not necessarily my culture either. So, no, dude, it's super fun. I would so totally suggest make it out there. It's fun. Dress up if you go. A lot of weekends they do theme weekends. So I've been there for like steampunk weekend. I've been there for like pirate weekends. So it's fun. It's an excuse for men to wear tights.
I don't need an excuse for that. I do it all the time.
Hey, let's put that on. Huh? Well, we got an awesome show tonight, though. The Cutest Nuisance is in the building. Before we switch it over to him, Jay, I think let's have a fun quiz. All right, on the count of 3, I want you and I to say at the same time the cutest nuisance that you know.
Oh, I can think of one.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. My ex.
Yeah, I was gonna say my ex-girlfriend.
Oh, okay. I wonder if that's how y'all came up with the name. Let's send it on over to everybody. Please welcome Cutest Nuisance.
Hello.
Hi guys.
Well, good to see y'all. Welcome to Hawkwinds. Let's hit the nail right on the head. Where did the name Cutest Nuisance come from?
Well, my cat. So not necessarily my ex. It's kind of a silly story, but just a nickname for my cat because that's what he is. So it's not really too exciting, but near and dear to my heart, and makes a great cameo in our music video.
Cats are pretty exciting.
They are.
You ever give catnip?
Oh yeah,
They go
yesterday,
wild.
for like an hour.
God.
Yeah, I wish I was that joyous, man.
He was off the
Right.
wall.
And what's your cat's name?
Teddy.
Shout out Teddy. Let's make Teddy
That's my
world
boy.
famous.
He's probably watching at home right now.
Oh man,
That's my guy.
That's a good boy. Well, we're gonna roll down the line here at Hawkwinds. We play the game down the line. So let's get to know Cutest Nuisance. So let's start here with you, Brad. What we'll do is maybe say your name, say your position in the band, and where you're from, and what's a fun kind
And then your social security number.
yeah, then your social security.
And your first and last name.
okay.
And then prick this. We're gonna prick your blood. I'm kidding. We're not gonna do
Right.
that. So nice and easy. Name, part of the band, where you're from, and fourth is
Favorite ice cream flavor.
favorite ice cream flavor.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Well, first name Brad. That's me. Position in the band. I do the drumming. I do the backup vocals a little bit, and also been doing the mastering for our music since we've been self-producing our stuff. And then favorite ice cream flavor. I have to go. I like vanilla or chocolate with chocolate chip in it. I think it's pretty simple, but I like the very sugary, very yeah. I think that's probably my favorite.
Classic.
Yeah, pretty simple, but with a little twist. Simple with a twist, like my drumming.
I'm Melissa. I play lead guitar for Cutie New, and I also do the mixing since we're self-producing. Originally, I'm from Florida. Shout out Florida. Favorite ice cream? I'm a Rocky Road girl. I love me a chocolate ice cream. Got that little crunch in there. Yeah.
Hey, I'm Matt. I play bass for Cutest Nuisance. And then as far as other roles, do help out in the recording studio a lot. And then favorite ice cream, I like vanilla bean. Vanilla bean is pretty solid.
Gotta have the
You gotta
bean
have
in
the-
there.
There's a
Gotta have the
big
bean.
difference.
It is a big difference. Those pops flavor.
We are not the same.
Controversial. I'm Devin, and I play guitar and I sing. And I'm a classic chocolate guy. Chocolate guy. And,
Tried and true.
Yeah, tried and true. That's me. That's us.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I think we can end the interview there. I mean, what else is there to say past favorite ice cream?
That's it.
Well, you heard it here, folks. Thanks for tuning in to Hawk Wins. Hope you have a good night. So let's get down to it. How would y'all describe your music to folk?
Hey, we're rock. We're a rock band. Really, tried and true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Started off as an indie band, but then we found our flavors.
Straight up rock and roll.
Yeah.
How'd you guys start? What was the first instrument you guys picked up? If instrument you guys started singing, what'd you guys do? I guess we'll go down the line.
Sure. Yeah. I actually picked up bass first when I was young. I was like 13. My buddy Ben wanted to start jamming in our garage, as every rock star does, and I bought a bass because I was like, well, there's not enough bassists in the world, honestly. So.
Honestly.
And eventually he just left all of his guitars in my house, and I was like, well, this is way more fun. So I switched over guitar real quick, but I still have an affinity for bass. So yeah, I started playing guitar when I was like 13, 14. Shout
When
out.
did you pick up the bass at first? How old were you then?
Same age. It was around the same time. So yeah, shout out Nirvana.
Nirvana.
Got me picking up all the guitars and the basses and screaming in my bedroom.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you bro.
As a little kid, I played a little bit of guitar and snare drum, but as a teenager, I fell in love with the Beatles and decided I wanted to be sort of like Paul McCartney and picked up a bass. So
Don't we all want to be like Paul McCartney?
that'd be pretty cool, wouldn't it?
I started with guitar. Always been interested in guitar. I was like 9 or 10 or so. I was super into like Guns N' Roses and classic rock in general. So kind of want to be like Slash and just be fucking cool
Hell
and
yeah.
shredded.
Where's your top hat at?
That's all she's missing, really.
Yeah, really.
She's got everything
Got the
else.
hair.
Remember the first guitar you ever got your hands on?
It was a PV. I think it was called a Rockmaster. It was like one of those like Walmart packs you get with the amp and the
Yeah.
strap and all that
Nice.
stuff. It was sick. I still
Oh,
have
yeah.
it. It just doesn't work.
I would.
Yeah, my guitar was a 59 Les Paul. My first one.
Oh.
No big deal.
Alright.
Sold it for booze.
Yeah. Tough
It
year.
would be like that.
I actually started with bass too. It was back when Guitar Hero and Guitar Hero 2 were very big. My sister hated playing bass on Guitar Hero, so I always played bass, and I was like, I like this. I like the idea. I like the rhythm. I like the way that it's counter melody to a lot of songs, and then by the time I was 10, I don't think I was articulating it quite that way, but that's what got me interested in playing the bass. So yeah, started with that, and then moved to drums when I was 13, and kind of bounced between those for bands ever since I was like 14.
Now, I noticed in the questionnaire that y'all filled out, which appreciate you filling that out, by the way. Y'all are very detailed in that. I love seeing that.
Forms.
So, but one of the things that y'all put in there is you have a DIY attitude. And I could read it in the questionnaire for sure. I just wanted to know, maybe you can elaborate a little bit on how do y'all envision this DIY? What makes it DIY as your band?
What does that even mean?
Have you
guys?
seen
Do
the
it
gosh
yourself.
dang economy? Have you seen it? Have you looked outside?
I've watched HGTV. I know to DIY this. How do you DIY this whole band?
We're like the house hunters of alternative rock.
Yeah. What's his name? Ty Pinnell or something? Yeah, that's us.
That's outside the purview of my knowledge for this joke.
Oh, dang. Well, there goes that. Wrap it up. No, I don't know. We've been doing this music thing for a while separately, and then together we came through, and I mean, I'm fortunate enough to be in a band with 3 engineers. Like these guys are wizards. Matt and Mel both have their own studio. Shout out Synergy Music Studio in Oak Lawn. Woo! Plug. But yeah, when we met and we started getting the band going, they were just in the midst of getting that going, and we recorded there in another studio that Brad had worked at, and I think, you know, with the combined knowledge of these guys and our power of friendship, we decided to just do it ourselves, and we're pretty happy with it. I mean, we may switch it up someday, maybe someday soon, who knows, but right now, you know, whether it's the videos or the artwork, we're just kind of seeing what we can do, put our heads together, you know, knock around, play footsie, get some stuff going, and, you know, just do it ourselves, save some money, but also we're artists, and that's what we like to do. So, yeah, that's the DIY attitude.
Yeah, we've really made doing it ourselves more legitimate than just going to smaller venues, but rather like from the creation process, we do the music in-house, we do the videos in-house, and anybody who's outside of the band is just very close friends, partners, significant others. So yeah, we just keep it within the community and you know, branch out where we can.
Takes a village. How else do y'all think you DIY things? Is there anything else that you...
I don't know. I've looked up some YouTube videos on how to fix my toilet. That was a tough one. Still had to call the landlord.
Plumber, dude.
Yeah.
The O-ring.
Yeah. Oh gosh, tell me about that.
It's corroded.
Tell me about that. Nah, I mean, it kind of we didn't start this way, honestly. I mean, we've all had experiences working in studios or paying for, you know, mixing at big old fancy studios, which no knocking them. I mean, if you got the budget to go and do it, go and do it. But I think we have just wanted to stick to an ethos of putting more music out as often as we can, feasibly, you know, creatively, but also not being limited to what we can pay for.
Yeah.
So, and you know, not that that's like super special. That's kind of the landscape everyone's in right now. But we're really trying to lean into it so that way we can also just improve our own skills in different facets of the bands. I mean, whether it's videography or mixing and mastering or the recording part of it. I mean, everybody's got their part to play, and I think we all take a little pride in that. So, yeah, that's
Definitely.
And to touch on Devin's point about going to another studio where you do, I mean, you'll get what you pay for if it's in the budget and stuff, but you can't really put a price on the time that you get from doing it yourself in a home studio, especially one that's outfitted the way that Synergy is. I mean, we can actually go in and, you know, we can spend a weekend without ever really leaving the control room or the, you know, which is also the live room. It's a open concept. So, like, again, it's like budget's a huge part of sounding big, but so is the patience that we get, you know, putting together this album. I mean, it took 2 years from start to finish, and it's like you've put that into an actual, like, big, you know, studio where we don't know the people who are in charge. It's just, that would be an ungodly amount of money, you know, to put down on something like this. And I think, like Devin said, that's the landscape of things. Like, you have to work within your means, and if this is something that you're already committed to doing, the way that Matt, Melissa, and I are on the production end of things, it's you know, you can end up in a really good place in a very short amount of time if you really buckle down.
Yeah. It was kind of organic, honestly. I mean, we were all sort of like running down this path. You know, at the core, we're musicians, we're artists. We also have some engineering skills that we've been growing and, like, purposefully going into engineering. So it just kind of was like, all right, just kind of the perfect meeting of, at least for us, you know, just it was really organic and putting it together and just sharing our ideas and our knowledge and stuff. So we really did just do it ourselves. Like, how do we do this, and how do we do it in the way that, like, we want it to sound for ourselves and whatnot.
Nobody knows our vision better than we do, and when I say we, I mean in the hierarchy of that, Devin is the main creative vision of this, and we all just try to follow suit and add what we can. I mean, it's a group effort, but at the end of the day, it's about bringing his vision to life, and I think we're very. I think all three of us. Sorry to put you on the spot like this. Would say that we're honored to do so.
Mm-hmm.
And you get a treat after this. Good job.
All right. And what else did he have on the note card he gave me?
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
No,
Put
he's
the cue cards
one
down.
of my best friends. We've been friends for a decade. And I mean every word of it. You know.
So were you guys already friends before you guys started the band, or did you guys meet because of the band, or how did that go about?
We met because of a mutual friend and a different band, so we weren't actually like organically friends beforehand. I mean, the band was the organic way that we became friends, and then we just kept working together year after year, band after band. We just stuck with it because we both had a similar drive for the style of music we wanted to make. We kind of adapted to each new fad that we fell in love with together, and it's just over time come back to like making what we love, you know. And, like over a decade, I think maybe half as many bands over a decade, and we just keep grinding. This one's the first one where we feel like everyone gives 100% all the time, and not just the musicianship of it and the engineering of it, but like just the attitude and the culture of it that we feel we've put together by being just genuine friends.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Damn, I'm crying over here. Are you guys crying? That's crazy.
Well,
Welcome
for
to
those
group
of you
therapy.
watching,
This is band therapy.
leave more comments.
Yeah, definitely.
We got Dr. Phil coming in to host. That's
Thanks, Fred. That's nice.
No problem, guys.
Oh,
And if you
that's
are
very
watching
sweet.
online, hit that subscribe button.
Yeah.
Bow, 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 bow.
We'll be right back with Dr. Phil. It's talking about more of that DIY attitude. I was hoping y'all can maybe talk about maybe making your music videos. We were watching them earlier, and they're terrific. You can tell you're a Chicago band through and through. Let's start off with the first song, "Glad You Came." Tell us a little bit about the process of making that video.
Sure. It's kind of easy and it's kind of not. I mean, that was our second video that we ever made. And it really just spawned from me and my fiance getting a DSLR, just like one of the most basic starter ones you can get, and just having a lot of fun with it. I've always wanted to get one, and that was right around the time we started adopting this. I just want to make it. I don't want to wait. I don't want to have to pay out the butt to get it done, and just take control of it. And whether it's, perfect quality or professional quality or whatever, it's like we live in a world right now where it's like that's not even really the main focus. Like, people can sniff out if you're not being authentic. And again, I'm not saying big budget stuff isn't authentic, but for us, I think we finally came around to this idea, like, it doesn't matter what it's going to look like at the end of it, as long as we like it and we think it suits the sound and it suits the vision we're going for. So we got the camera and we just started. We're like, let's shoot a video. It was really that easy, and
We went down an alley and we're just like, what do we do? Like,
Yeah.
what we normally do.
I mean, yeah, exactly. Like, yeah, what do we normally do in alleys, guys? That's exactly.
Bubbles in bathtubs. Hats, of course.
Yeah, of course. Alley stuff, alley shenanigans. But we had some brief, ideas what we wanted to capture in the videos, and it was just kind of like, what vibe do we want to get from the video? And when we look at it from that way, it's easy. It's like, what kind of colors, what kind of shots we want to do. I mean, it's like giving a kid a camera and just being like, make something. That's really all it was. And we were super proud of it, and I got to do a lot of the editing. I did all the editing myself, but
Dev is like so good at that. Like, he just started kind of doing videos and stuff. We live on social media kind of thing in this new culture and stuff. But the first time I saw Devin like with the camera and like taking time to edit something and put it together with the professional mindset, I was just blown away. I was like, dude, that's so good. Like, so I'm glad.
That's
that camera.
Yeah, I mean, that's like I almost loved the editing as much as the music. Like, that was a whole nother muscle to flex in the brain. So I was just like, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I mean, does it look cool? Like that's good. That's all I can say. I mean, I've got a basic understanding, quick YouTube videos or whatnot, to understand how to use the camera and edit. But other than that, I was just like, this looks cool. Let's just use this. And so, I mean, other than, just some brief ideas for making the video, that was all it was. It's just like putting together some broad concepts, make it look good, put it all together, and boom, we got a video. And not to take away from the intention behind it, but I mean, something that I've been trying to preach to my friends or anybody who's asked me about it recently. It's just like, it's really that easy. If you want to make something, just make it. Don't care about quality's great, but like, don't obsess about the end product. Like, that is the least of your concerns. And if you are obsessed with it being quote unquote perfect, then you're never going to put it out, or you're never going to make it, or you're never even going to take the first step. So it's just like that kind of all feeds back into this, like, we're doing it ourselves thing. So I mean, that was a big one, and we had a blast making it. So yeah, that was that video, and we're really proud of it. Yeah.
You also had a video called Wasted. Can you tell us a little bit about the process for that music video?
Yeah, shout out Aaron from Darling, Aaron and Andrew, some good buddies of ours. That was our first video that we did, and we had no idea what we were doing. That was like a year and a half into us being a band. We just put out the song, and we wanted to make a music video, and she's a wizard too. Like. If I wish I would have been doing all the videography stuff that I was, so I could have just absorbed what she was doing, because she had so many different cameras rolling, and she's a wizard. But I mean, that one was more conceptual from us, because we had nothing to do with the actual creation of the video. We just had the ideas, and she kind of brought it to life with the shot list that she got. So yeah, that one was just more like dingy, believe it or not, getting wasted, just rock and roll lifestyle, and she nailed it. So yeah, that one is a gem of Aaron and Andrews, and we're super grateful for them for that.
And it's definitely a Chicago vibe. You see the gangway, you see the basements, you see like the Chicago style tub and everything. What neighborhood do y'all primarily live in? Are y'all in I heard Oak Lawn, or are you in the city, or where y'all at?
Well, I'm in Wicker Park, Humboldt. I'm like 5 minutes away, so not too far at all. Yeah.
Up north in Lakeview area.
I'm the Oak Lawn kid, so.
Yeah, I'm the southwest suburbs, or I guess just kind of direct west suburbs, really. Aurora area.
Cool.
Yeah.
It was funny, y'all said Oak Lawn. I grew up right over by Oak Lawn. I was in like Mount Greenwood, Beverly area.
Oh, nice, yeah.
So I pretty much grew up in Oak Lawn. Shout out Rosie's Diner. Love you, Rosie.
Yes.
Good spot. Very good spot. Well, cool. Well, hey, we got a lot of people tuning in right now to drop y'all some love.
Hi, people.
We got Patricia Arana saying,
So,
yay. There's also Puffable Shy, or Puffable Chi. I'm not really know.
Oh, that's Jack.
What up, Jack?
Hey, Jack. What's
Hi,
up?
Jack.
He says, hey, I know these homies. Couple of cuties. Thanks, Jack. Also, Puffable Shy, also known as Jack, says bassists are the equivalent to healers in the music world. Always a shortage. Always a shortage.
See you for the next M+ season, brother. Shout out. Wow.
Stay puffable.
Yeah.
We also got Lila Elizabeth saying, cutie, no, sparkles, hearts.
We love you, Lila.
There's also Patricia Arana again, 100%. Daniela Bolivar, thanks for leaving the
What's
hearts.
up, Danielita?
Appreciate it.
That's
You
my
know
little
Daniela?
cousin.
Yeah, what's up, cuz? Hola, prima.
What's up, cuz?
Also, my boy Skyrocket Mario. What up, Skyrocket? Good to see you guys.
Hey.
Thank you all for tuning in. Appreciate the love.
Mhm.
If you guys are listening, if you have any questions for the band, please drop a line. Let us know what you'd like for us to ask the band. If you got a question for me or Jay, let us know. Yeah, thank you all for tuning in. We appreciate it. What do you say we keep the conversation rolling? What's so when did y'all start the band? What year do you think y'all started?
21.
Yeah, mid to late 2021. Yeah.
I remember because I
2021.
it was like March. I had to audition, so
Yeah.
I had the jitters
I
going
was still
into
living
it.
in Roscoe Village when we started doing the demos. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know, that COVID brain, man. I don't do it to you.
Mm-hmm.
No, yeah, 2021. This whole thing started as like a solo project in theory, but I got the bug to be playing shows, so can't really do that by myself. So me and Brad cooked up some demos in the lab, and we found Matt on Facebook, DIY Chicago page.
The
Shout
lab,
out
by the
DIY
way,
Chicago.
Oh yeah. The lab, by the way, was underneath my lofted bed in the literal closet I was living in Roscoe Village.
Yeah, had to crane your neck just to get in.
Oh my god, that was something else.
And Brad's 6'3".
Where else are you gonna find $400 a month in Chicago?
But yeah, and then we found Matt and hit it off immediately. He auditioned a couple of the demos that we had at Music Garage, and we were I think like 2 steps outside of the practice room, and we're like, yeah, you're in. He picked it up like nothing. So professional. We were just like blown away. It was so nice to have somebody show up prepared and like know the songs. He's like, you guys want to keep going? Like, I mean, you did it. You're in, man.
When you come in and you know it, and we're playing it like it's already our first show, it's like, I think that's a pretty good sign.
Yeah.
And you know what? It's not even. It's the exact same story with Melissa. He's like, I know somebody who plays guitar, and then we got together, and again, we're just like, okay, we already sound perfect, so where do we go from there? Like,
And then we started writing. It was very easy. So, yeah.
So,
You guys-
what was your introduction to the band like?
I also met Matt through, I think, DIY Chicago.
Yeah.
I first moved here from Florida in like 2020, the beginning of COVID. So we had been kind of working together on music and building synergy and stuff. And then I think it was his like secret master plan, but he was like, hey, my friends are coming over. Do you just want to hang out and kind of just jam, you know?
He still won't admit it to this day. He
So
still won't.
I wasn't purposefully auditioning for Cutest Nuisance, but we just started jamming and it was awesome.
I'll keep my
Friends
silence.
here.
Yeah, just here. But yeah, it was just kind of on accident almost, but everything felt so natural, and that was it. We were just a band after that night.
Mm-hmm.
And I know y'all also have a new album coming out, Happy Accident. Can you tell us a little bit about that? Also, I gotta ask, is that a Bob Ross reference?
No, but I mean, kind of, right?
Now I'm disappointed.
I mean, Happy Accident, you could always attribute that to Bob Ross.
we were just shooting the shit in the group chat, and what I forget exactly. Do you guys remember what
It was
being
because
said?
so the album came out on June 28th, but we've been sitting on names for a while, and we had a couple of demos make the cut, or like clips of demos, I guess you could call them samples now, but in the beginning of the song, or the beginning of the album, and then the end of the album, and I'm like, oh, that's kind of a happy accident. I'm like, yeah, that's kind of the
Is that
theme
how it
of the
happened?
whole. Yeah.
I honestly don't remember.
Yeah.
Like one day I just looked at my phone and it was called Happy Accident. And I was like, oh, okay.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
That's typical basis. Guys rolling with the flow. But yeah, I mean that, and also I don't know, just kind of goes back into everything. Like we haven't really plans too much of anything too hard. I mean, anything that we do, we're just like, here's an idea, and let's just kind of go with it, and we end up loving it, or we don't use it. Like it's so easy to work with everyone here. So I mean, Happy Accident was kind of just perfect little bow on top of the album, because we'd been working on it for almost 2 years, and that's really what it was. I mean, we're just like, this is what we are. This is what it is. Like we just had a loose idea, and there you go. Happy Accident. That's the first album.
My parents say the same thing about me.
Oh, yeah.
It do be like that.
That'll do it.
Yeah.
That's usually the firstborn.
Budweiser, baby.
Budweiser,
Yeah.
baby. At least they
Budweiser,
have
if you're
some.
listening. We're
Glug, glug.
looking for spokespeople. Yeah.
Please sponsor us.
Yeah. Jay will not shoot your product with a mission.
Unless you want him to, that'd be sick. If you did, I mean, you gotta
baby.
provide that too.
Always cater to it.
What if
No
they just busted
politics,
through the
no
door right now?
No politics.
No politics.
What is politics?
Yeah.
I don't understand. Next question.
Next question. How about some of your influences? Who or what groups got you into rock music? Let's go down the line, starting with Brad here.
Like early days, it had to be some of the like real early 2000s pop punk stuff. I mean, when I was in very early on, like kindergarten through fourth grade, it was big time. Weezer, Green Day, Good Charlotte, stuff like that. And then like towards the beginning of high school, like end of 8th grade, beginning of high school, it was the Beatles, and then it was just literally the Beatles for almost 4 years. There was a point where I could play every instrument, every part, and like started recording my own covers of their music when I was just like 16, 17 years old. And then, branched out to grunge and stuff, and that was right around the time that I met Devin. And then since then, I mean, our music taste is just a complete clusterfuck. It just complete, chaos. It's whatever. It's like, hey, listen to this amazing sludge metal. Now listen to this like microtonal dance music. So,
What were you listening to on your way here?
on my way here, ABBA. ABBA's greatest
Hell
hits.
yeah.
Waterloo.
Good picks.
Yeah, like I said, Guns N' Roses was huge when I was younger. So just a bunch of classic rock, Led Zeppelin. David Gilmour is a huge influence on my guitar playing, Jimi Hendrix. And then as I was like in middle school and stuff, I was super into metalcore and stuff like that. Like I was big into my emo phase, like Asking Alexandria, Chiodos, The Fall of Troy, just all that kind of post-hardcore metal stuff. And then in high school, I was super into like Snarky Puppy. For some reason, I just went the opposite way, and I just started really liking jazz and and stuff like that. So I just have a bunch of, like Brad said, just a bunch of shit as my influences, and I like to combine them. But for Cutie New, I take a lot of influence like from the 90s too, 90s grunge and stuff like that.
What's the last thing you listened to?
Yeah, what were we listening to on the way here?
On the
today?
way here, I was, what is the guy's name? Arms and Sleeper? Something like that. I just found out about him yesterday. But it's some really cool, like, lo-fi kind of hip-hop stuff.
Lo-fi chill beats to study to?
Exactly. To drive to. Yeah.
Early on as a kid, it was Motown and the Beatles. And then, like, high school, I discovered LimeWire, which really showed me onto the avenues of like British invasion rock, and I met a bunch of music. Like in my high school, there was like a ton of musicians, and it was really cool because it was like minorly competitive and just also a lot of fun. And I remember having a lot of high school parties where it was just like a room full of just teenage musicians, all of us just like hanging out, playing covers of our like favorite songs, like The Who and like Zeppelin and all the Beatles, everything. And then like from there, it just kind of like, I don't know, whatever was on the radio too. So,
Where did you go to high school?
I went to Lockport Township. The Porters, yo. Our mascot's a tugboat.
And what were you listening to on the way over here?
I was at.
You were just listening to tugboat sounds.
Yeah, just tugboats.
Noises of tugboats.
That's great music. But actually, I was listening to the White Album.
The White Album.
Nice.
The
Yeah.
Beatles.
The Beatles, yeah.
Beatles fans.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I started listening to Nirvana. It's one of the first bands I remember listening to. You know, that memory when you're like driving in the car and suddenly you become conscious when you're like 5 or something. Yeah. Nirvana was that band. I was like, oh shit, this is the real world. And Nirvana was that. And then I went through phases. My Chemical Romance was one of my first bands that I like fell in love with. First concert too.
The old Black Parade.
Oh yeah.
Fifth grade, never. It was never the same
The
again.
first fucking piano note. Ding!
Yeah,
It like wakes you
exactly.
up for some reason.
And then there's like the one time a year where I just have to listen to the discography for like 2 weeks straight. I'm like, oh, 13 again, yes. But yeah, so some pop punk, but then I moved over to metal, like System of a Down, Metallica, stuff like that. And then, God, I mean, when I met Brad and we started playing in bands, that's when my music knowledge went.
It was basically a competition to see who could find like the best shit between like the stuff that would just make the other person go, yo,
This is crazy, and it was
prog rock,
Yeah.
math rock.
The funniest thing about that too is like we just it's kind of a nice little arc because we just went into like we getting into the most experimental like prog rock like
The fastest math rock,
yeah,
the
like
slowest, sludgiest metal.
Terra Melos was one of ours that we really loved, and that's what got me into like effects pedals and odd time signatures and starting to learn theory and all that. And then kind of started winding down. We went back to the doom, and now we're back in rock and roll. And I'm just curious what's next, honestly. But yeah, I mean, influences are everywhere, I think. But this band specifically was like kind of a challenge to strip it back, because we've been playing in bands that are just like balls to the wall, with time signatures, and I just wanted to strip it down, make something simple, make something you could tap your toes to and just have fun with. And yeah, I think we're doing all right with that so far. I like to tap my toes to it. But
This is kind of nerdy, but do you guys have a favorite piece of gear to play on stage with, like a pedal, or maybe a guitar, or maybe like a microphone or something that you guys can't play a show without?
Chad Smith, Holy China by Sabian. That's my that if we ever got to the point where we're like requesting backline for shows, like that's getting 2 asterisks on it on the rider.
there you go.
Forget it and lose a finger.
Hell yeah.
What about you, Mel?
I really love my purple SG, my Gibson SG. It just looks so
Party.
cool.
It's beautiful.
I don't know about every show because sometimes I'm kind of scared of it breaking. And Gibson's just like touch the wall and snap in half. But I love playing it. It's super buttery. It's super just loud without an amp. Yeah.
Has SG's always been your guitar of choice?
Not really, actually. I found that one by accident. I was working at Guitar Center, and it was on the wall. It was a used guitar, and it was just like sparkling in the light. Had the moon inlays. I thought it was super cool. But I've always been like a Strat or Tele kind of person. I can't choose between either, but
Did
I
you
love
end up
both.
getting that Strat?
Nah, dude. I didn't find any. Not worth it yet.
Shout out Fender. Please sponsor
Shout out.
us.
Fender
I want a
and
free
Bud.
guitar.
There you go.
For your purple SG, we were commenting on your SG earlier.
Oh, yeah.
All right, let me ask you a personality question. Number one guitarist that comes to mind when you think of the Gibson SG?
Angus Young.
Easy.
I said Thomas Erak.
Easy.
What other one? Jimmy Page play?
Jimmy Page?
Did
Yeah,
the
he had
double
the
neck.
double.
Yeah.
double
double
neck
neck.
SG.
Yeah.
Derek Trucks, I think, also plays an SG. I don't know who else.
Clapton.
Clapton.
Clapton,
Yeah.
So
Everyone's got a little SG in there.
they're a cool guitar. It's a classic look.
Oh, yeah. And they used to be Les Pauls, I'm pretty sure. And then it was just like another variation of the Les Paul because they wanted to try something different. And they got so popular that they just had to make it its own model of guitar. Mm-hmm.
Down the line, what was the question we were even at? So we got
Gear.
Piece of
Gear you
gear?
can't live
Favorite
without.
piece of gear that you have?
Yeah.
nerdy question.
Favorite piece of gear that I
Oh, boy.
that I can't like
Studio.
The whole studio could be a good answer.
Yeah,
the whole
Yeah,
studio.
the
the
math
studio.
equation just starts playing right now. Like I don't know which one
Math's
to pick.
house.
It's like my brain's about to explode. I can't pick one.
I mean, I really like my tuner pedal a lot.
That makes a lot of
Double
sense.
answer.
My bad, dude.
What kind of tuner pedal is it?
Dude, the TU3, all the applause. Stop on that thing all day. But actually, yes, the tuner. But actually, my PVT40, I play that a lot with Cutie New. So I've run through a lot of different basses with Cutie New. I started off playing the Hoff because, like, most indie projects, or if I don't know what the sound is going to be like immediately off the bat, and when I'm entering a new project, I usually pick up the Hofner, and then I'll just kind of like figure it out. And for me, the T40 is just like too good for Cutie New. It's got so much spank and girth to it, and excuse me, you know.
You said.
Yeah.
Is it hot in here?
It's a slick guitar.
Well, he copied off of my test answers, but I was gonna say the tuner because I went from being very picky with my pedals and my pedal board. I've gone through so many iterations of that, but I don't know. I've kind of, I guess if I had to pick, it'd be my Jazzmaster. That's the workhorse.
Hell
That's
yeah.
the one that I'll never get rid of. 2017 special edition with the red stripe. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that, you know, I don't know. I like to be flexible with gear. I'm not precious with it anymore. I don't know. I used to be, and then I kind of just wanted to be able to hop on any rig and play any guitar and just be ready to go. You know what I mean?
Do you guys have any like rituals before playing a show? What's your like 5 minutes like before any show? What you guys are doing?
Rushing to the bar for a Malort
Malort
shot.
yeah.
That's the ritual. That's the
Shout out
ritual.
Malort.
Jepson's baby.
Yeah, that's been the ritual. So that's usually what it is.
So Malort shot right before going on stage.
Yeah, a little pet talk, get us going.
Why not?
Yeah. If
Oh
we're lucky,
my
get a
God.
cicada in it. You know, I don't know. I don't know if they're still in season, but
You can find one in a tree somewhere.
yeah.
Fucking put it in.
Drop it in.
But yeah, that's usually the ritual.
So would you say that's your guys' drink of choice?
Hell no.
No way. You think we're psychopaths?
Well, you just said Malort, so.
True. Yeah.
What is your drink of choice? I guess we can go down the line. Everybody can tell me. It doesn't have to be alcoholic. It'd be like orange juice or something.
For sure.
Freshly squeezed.
I'm a whiskey guy. Whiskey or bourbon,
Yeah.
for sure. But I do not discriminate with my liquors, so, you know.
I'll take what I can.
On my way. Yeah.
Good Manhattan sounds good to me.
Ooh,
Yeah.
fancy.
New York boy.
That's right. That's walking here.
I just like a rum and coke. Something smooth, something sweet, you know?
I
You know,
can't.
Captain Morgan's or something, yeah.
Really smoky scotch. That was like I really liked. I wouldn't get them often, but that was like, oh, I'm celebrating something. I'm gonna have a nice, thick, meaty scotch, peaty scotch. You know.
On the rocks are neat.
Well, I prefer it neat, but yeah, I don't drink anymore. So that's in the past for. So I mean, but
Reminiscent.
that's the one. Yeah, I still either that or like Angel's Envy. Like that's I think that's probably my favorite whiskey of all.
You could just go inhale a bonfire, you know?
Old Granddad's 100 proof, like that was like drinking just pure. That was like that cinnamon gum from the early 2000s. You'd like take a bite out of, and your whole mouth was on fire.
A big red.
Yeah, Big Red. Yeah, that was the one.
Do you remember that fad people used to do with Big Red, where you would like lick the wrapper and then you would stick it to yourself?
Yeah.
They would have like a chemical burn on it. What the fuck were we thinking? That was so stupid.
It was fun.
It was fun, but ugh.
This was before the internet.
Bro, we were hella bored.
Breaking Bad wasn't coming out for another 3 years.
Right. People were playing the pass out game.
Oh, God.
Oh,
Peace in
man.
public.
Good times, man.
This
You guys busy after this? You guys want to play the pass out?
Want to pass out real quick?
Yeah.
Hold your breath and like do a
On
bunch of
air.
hyperventilation.
Let's play the choking game, guys.
That used to be. I would tell my friends when we first started smoking in high school. We were getting, we were smoking weed, and be like, it'd be way fun. Like, you get way more high if you duck down, hold your knees to your chest, and hyperventilate, and then stand, and then stand up
Blow your
really
thumb.
quick.
We used to play baseball, and we just
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
hold that shit for as long as we could. Like, it was, yeah.
We had a
I don't know what the fuck we were thinking about.
We had a 9-person
So
circle.
baseball,
one time,
for those of you who aren't marijuana enthusiasts
Or sports fans.
or sports fans, it's a game where you smoke weed in a circle of your friends, and you take a hit, and you inhale, and you don't let go until the joint, blunt, or whatever you're smoking comes back
around.
to you. You have to hold it in.
Oh, snap!
And it's a lot of brain cells that are dying during that time.
I like
Who
that
needs 'em?
because if you hold it in, because I know some people that they're just fucking giving a conversation with me like holding it out like this, like it's a French cigarette.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, fucking woof that thing down and pass it to me. Come on, let's go.
It's called puff puff pass, not puff puff more puff.
Yeah.
Puff puff story pass.
It's canoeing. Pass it.
Yeah.
Speaking of goofy things, we were talking about this earlier. What's one funny thing that y'all learned on the internet at one point or another? It doesn't have to be super significant, or just it could be sourdough bread.
Like I learned how to tie a tie.
That's so goofy, dude. What?
She's
You're
so
so
quirky.
relatable, dude.
Mine was spitting fire. I learned how to spit fire or swallow fire. Spit.
How do you swallow fire?
It's
Oh.
well. This video is not for the shorties at home. I'll tell you that. You take grain alcohol and you have to like make a torch essentially, and then you can put it into your mouth after you light it on fire. But when you put it in your mouth, you close your lips and it seals off all the oxygen, so the fire doesn't burn anymore. So it just goes out. So it looks like you swallowed the fire. Yeah, I'm a fucking psycho. I know. Down the line.
Anyways, next.
Anyways, more.
Yeah, you can get me Robitussin. There, got plenty of belly.
This guy had all the fun games growing up.
I was doing stupid
Play
shit.
with guns and shit.
BB guns, WD-40, fire. I don't know. Down the line, what'd y'all do?
Well, before weed was legal and it was still hard to get.
Oh.
I feel like you know where this is going.
I know this
One
story.
time, me and a good friend of mine back in the day, she and I were trying to get high on Thanksgiving, and we took 20 Benadryl.
Wow.
Bro, I probably slept for a week.
Well, as you fight the sleeping, and then it makes you go delirious.
Yeah.
Don't recommend it to anybody. Not advocating it. It was horrifying, and but we learned you could do it on the internet. So
that makes sense.
yeah, it's like you can do this. No one recommends it, but then there's like a bunch of people like the Hat Man owes me money, and I'm going back in.
Are those like triple C's?
I have no idea. I couldn't tell. I was never much of a
It was
person
also an
for-
over-the-counter medicine that kids were doing back in the day.
Oh, then I'm sure it was something like that, or like Robitussin.
I don't think there was much research done into
There was
it.
very little. No, it was just like we're at home and we're under 21. What can we do to get effed up? Like, okay. Okay, that's demonetized the whole video now. So let's see.
As if it wasn't already.
Speaking of getting high, I learned that you can get a lighter and just kind of take it under like a 5-gum wrapper or something, and take the aluminum off, and use that as a joint paper.
No way.
I learned that on the internet. So that was how I smoked weed the first time. I did that. I got like a little index card, made myself a little filter.
That's funny.
Had like the most like red fucking weed ever. And rolled it up. Shout out to Snoop Dogg. He taught me online too how to do a little roll.
Damn.
That was back when I was 14. Present day, I learned how to make laundry detergent on the
Oh.
internet. That was pretty cool.
Nice.
I've been doing that.
Wholesome.
Yeah, wholesome. It lasted me like 6 to 8 months.
I don't know if
It's
I should
pretty
say
sweet.
this or not.
Recommend.
That's a
I
long
smoked
con.
weed out of a Bible paper one time.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So did I. It was awful. It didn't work at all.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's universal Bible paper.
We didn't have anything to smoke out of, and all we saw was a Bible, so we're like, fuck it, let's try it. I was like 13 or 14 at the time, and we were just like, well, and we rolled it up. It kind of worked.
And then you put the devil's lettuce in it, Jay.
It literally said Holy Bible on the joint as we were smoking it.
Dang.
The Bible, I think
Okay.
they should make a deal with Raw. Like joint papers.
Don't they make
Blessed
like the little
joints.
tiniest Bible, you know? That would make a good little rolling.
Get a little rolling joints.
Some people say they feel closer to God when they're high. I'd like to believe that.
Yeah, I get really fucking high.
Yeah. As long as they don't get down. Speaking of down the line.
I don't know. I probably learned too much on the internet, but I'm thinking planking. That's where I'm gonna go. Planking.
Hell yeah.
That was a fun time.
That was a really fun time.
Best place you ever planked?
The zoo, I think.
The zoo.
Yeah, I think. But it wasn't like the most glamorous part of the zoo. I planked on top of like I don't know if it's like those electricity transformer things, but it wasn't close. It was safe, I think. I don't know, but I got on it and just planked.
Hell yeah. You know where's a good place to plank? I used to do this when I was a kid. It's dangerous, kids. Don't do this. I did it. A moving escalator.
And you can do the spin thing?
Yeah, and you plank on it, so when one pulls you one way, the other pulls you another. And if you're flat enough, you'll just spin in a clockwise.
Yo, that's funny.
That's
dude.
crazy.
You've never
That sounds
seen
fun.
it before?
No.
Bro, it's fun. You gotta try it. Well, we're adults now. I probably shouldn't try it. For you kids out there, don't say
Don't try it either.
What's this 28-year-old man doing on the escalator?
I was planking. You know nothing about
We're
this.
reliving the
In the good old
They're like,
days.
get up, old man. Planks anymore.
Fucking millennial.
You got lost from your retirement home, old man. Come on.
What is this, Vine?
Reconnecting with my roots.
Meanwhile, the bats at the zoo are like, "What are these idiots?" It's up, down, upside down.
I'm Batman.
Just trying to reel it back to the zoo there. Down the line, what's something that you've learned on the internet?
I don't know how you guys learn anything on the internet, really, today. I feel like every time I go on the internet, there's just a black, like, hole of time that passed, and I'm dumber for having been on it. But if I could say one thing, if there's one thing, a nice garlic aioli.
Nice.
Nice
Wholesome.
garlic aioli, yeah.
How do
Yeah.
you make your garlic aioli?
Yeah. Oh, very easy. It's very easy. Just some garlic, some mayo, a little bit of mustard, some pepper, and a little bit of citrus. You mix it on. That's good stuff. That's
We're
good
foodies
stuff.
here on Hawkwind.
Yeah, there you
We're
go.
going to get to the food details.
I don't know if that's Ramsey approved, but it works in my kitchen. So
It's fucking raw.
Hey, you hold the knife in your kitchen, chef.
yeah, that's right. That's right. So you guys should come to my kitchen and tell me how bad my aioli is.
Damn.
I would never.
Yeah. Yeah.
So all the way from Benadryl to cheese. I mean, we really run the gambit on this band.
He said aioli, not cheese.
Yeah. Do you know what aioli is, Brad?
Is aioli not a cheese? I never claimed I was a chef.
It's a fancy way of saying mayonnaise.
Yeah.
Mayonnaise?
It's a fancy mayo.
Oh.
But it's good. It's got garlic in it.
No, I love it. I've eaten it plenty of times. I always thought it was a type of cheese. I thought it was just like a really runny cheese.
It's that Benadryl talking.
Still in your system.
Wake up, Brad. Wake up.
It's made out of eggs and oil.
You haven't said anything for a whole hour.
If eggs and oil aren't buried in there.
Brad's waking
So
up
that's a
on
big
Thanksgiving.
misconception, by the way. 'Cause everybody's like, oh.
I've had that
I mean, it
thought
has
too
a little
many
bit of
times.
like vinegar. That's about it. A little bit of water.
So we got like two different conversations. We're still
Sorry.
on aioli over here. We're like, wait, hang on.
Let's just mix the Benadryl and the
Benadryl
aioli.
aioli.
Holy fuck.
Benadryl aioli. That would make a good band name.
Benadryl aioli.
Like a thrash band.
We're Benadryl aioli.
And we just throw Benadryls out into the crowd. And aioli. But not together.
Oh.
Do you want to like come over and chill and put on the
Like
new
a s-
Benadryl aioli album and just like cuddle and fall asleep?
Every single mosh pit is the slowest, most groggiest mosh pit you've ever seen.
Not by choice.
Yeah, no.
And a
We
nap
forcefully
section.
inject them.
Oh, man.
Let's not get political.
Intravenous Benadryl. It's, I'm a single issue voter.
We still have some more comments coming in here. I see Kaylin Ballantine saying, "Amen, brother." Hey, brother, hey, sister. Hello, brother. And then Lila Elizabeth saying, "Woo, synergy!" You know it, girl.
Yeah.
Synergy is good. Can y'all maybe tell us what's the best synergistic part of your band? How do y'all come together?
Tuesdays.
studio.
Tuesdays. Right.
Do you guys have a studio name, Synergy?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I guess you should talk about that.
Go for it.
Yeah, what's
man.
that about?
Drop it, yeah.
Was that 2021 too? That was the end of 2020.
It was
right?
like the end of 2020, beginning of 2021.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had, the Focusrite 18i20, and I was carrying that thing around in my backpack over to Matt's place.
Yeah.
We recorded, or Matt was producing a cover of We Belong Together, So I showed up with my thing, we recorded drums, and then I think from there we just decided to make the basement a studio and kind of just collaborate together on that. And ever since then we were just building it out. The beginning of 2021 with Cutest Nuisance was when like we started getting a desk and kind of installing everything. Everything started looking a little bit more studio-like, not just like a bunch of cables in a basement. But super DIY, you know, just big collaboration between both of us.
Yeah, if you go far enough back on the Synergy IG, you can see what it originally looked like, and it's just like a drum set, a rug, and like a table.
Yeah, a couch,
Yeah.
Humble
a
beginnings.
bunch of just a freaking spaghetti mess of cables and stuff.
And if you ever see in any of their live sessions that you can find on their YouTube channel, those blue bass traps, I was contracted by Matthew himself to build.
Yes, yes.
And we had a lot of fun making those, wrapping those up.
Nice.
Yeah, it was the three of us. Brad was just like, "Oh yeah, you should make soundproofing." I'm like, "Oh, that's a good idea." And then they were like, "Oh, I know how to do that." So we just we did them together. Brad did a lot of them. Yeah, and that's what makes the sound there.
I used to be able to have
Specific
access
bass
to
traps.
them. Yeah, I used to have access to somewhere where I could actually, do a little bit of carpentry. So it was just a fun little project. Matt funded the whole thing, and yeah, it's just ever since then. I mean, you guys have just gone crazy, though.
Yeah, they're being humble. It's fucking sick.
It is. It's awesome.
It's fucking cool. Yeah.
It's a wonderful. All the tricks that they have that I'm not going to reveal here. Too hot for TV kind of stuff, They just know how to make it. They know how to make a little place sound like it's got like 18-foot ceilings.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So if you're looking to record, you should check it out.
Yes.
Sure.
Do recording.
Yeah, come through, hit us
Do
up.
live
DMs,
sessions.
live session, Synergy Naked.
Out in Oaklawn, fabulous Oaklawn, Illinois.
Yeah.
I like Oaklawn.
It's a nice
It's a
town.
nice neighborhood, yeah, it's chill.
Got any shout outs? Any local businesses in Oaklawn? Illinois?
Huck Finn.
Huck Finn, hell
Yeah,
yeah,
that's the
dude.
spot.
That's the
Yeah.
spot. Anytime, any day.
A little bit north, they got that place Bialys. You guys ever been there?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I like that. That was a good diner.
I like the Marshalls a lot in Oaklawn. That's a good
Yeah,
place.
the Burlington over there too.
The local marshals.
Yeah, the Ross is cool too, I hear.
Hell yeah, a little grassroots business.
They got this awesome little music store. It's called Guitar Center.
I've never heard of that.
Really
before.
giving back to the little guy.
I actually used to work at the Oaklawn Hilton, that
Really?
hotel out there. You can see it when you fly into Midway. You can see it sticks out like a sore thumb from the plane. It's a cool spot, though. I really love the town of Oaklawn. Again, shout out Rosie's Diner and Drive-Thru. It's family friends of ours. So if you guys are ever around that area, then stop. at
Rosie's is awesome.
Yeah, let them know Jack sent you. I can see if I can get you some euros. Or something. John, get these guys some euros, please.
Do it.
Please. Yeah, cool. Very cool. No, oh, go ahead.
I was gonna ask more music questions.
Ask away, please.
So, if you guys had a dream lineup or a dream band you guys could open up for, what would it be?
Open up for a dream band.
That's a good question.
A current band.
Current band.
Yeah.
I got one for sure. That maybe might not be the best fit, but I'd fucking
Doesn't
go
matter.
for it. Idols is a big
Oh,
one.
yeah.
I love Idols.
Ooh, they're good.
Proto-punk, yeah. Them or like Ammo and the Sniffers. That'd be a good one.
Mannequin Pussy would be cool.
Yeah, saw them
We
at
saw
Pitchfork.
yeah.
Oh, so
They were
sick.
so sick.
So sick. But yeah, a lot of proto-punk, post-punk, all that type of stuff. That's my pick.
I really like Leggy out in Cincinnati. They're pretty cool.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I also don't think it would fit, and it would be a stretch, but Donnie Benet would be a lot of fun to open up
That'd
for.
be so much fun.
I love he puts on a good show. He's Australian. Sex music. I don't know what else you'd call it. Like sexy 80s Miami Vice kind of music.
Quintessential
kind of
porn
music.
music.
Yeah, like softcore, like HBO. People are in love, but they, no bottoms.
A lot of saxophone. A lot of saxophone.
Saxophone, yeah.
Yeah.
When he goes on tour, it's only a drummer, a saxophonist, and then him on bass, and then he does the rest in backing tracks. And it sounds not that interesting just thinking about that lineup, but you see it, it's like, oh, it's captivating. I guess. I mean, I don't know.
Doubt it.
Makes
Doubt
people
it.
take their clothes off. I don't know. Melissa, what was your lineup?
Oh, shit. I said Manic and Pussy. We just saw them, so they're like top of mind right now. Balance and Composure for me. I'm just thinking like alternative rock bands. I really love Balance and Composure. That would be super sick. Or like Basement or something like that. Yeah.
Well, throw it out into the universe. You never know. You gotta make some goals for them to get achieved. So, what do y'all have planned in the future for your band? What's the next steps we can expect to see in Cutest Nuisance?
We're making more music, baby.
Yeah, man.
That's the plan. Trying to get some shows together to promote the album. Reaching out to some venues. Other than that, we're just going to keep plugging away some music, writing, and making more videos. We're just doing the damn thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
8-month tour in the northern part of Canada.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. South Pole, maybe? No.
All the inhospitables.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
All Denny's.
Every Denny's in the Yukon,
the Oak Lawn Denny's, if they'd have us.
What the fuck is up, Denny's?
Local
The local Denny's.
Yeah.
Local Ross.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I'd low key play at Marshall's.
Discounts for days. Shop till you drop, babe.
What's like your guys' like best show experience, and then what's your guys' worst show experience?
Oh,
You guys wanna go
man.
down the line?
I need a minute to think.
Like in QD New or just in general?
I guess just in general.
Just in general?
Yeah.
You were there for my words.
Well, let's remind the crowd of what that was then.
Oh, so me and Jay, we're in a band together, and very early on, we did a show. Well, actually, I don't know. I'm kind of tied because that live stream that we did here wasn't the hottest either. But
well, that wasn't the show.
Yeah, that's true. But I just
I
like
guess
how
live show.
multiple times throughout that live stream, you just see me pull out a full bottle of E&J, just swigging off of that, and it's like that's probably great. But the worst show we ever did, we were up in House of Blues, which first of all, like I was like, oh, this is gonna be a great show. I found out we were upstairs in like a talent show situation, where most people were like, they had a piano player for accompaniment, and they were just singing, doing like talent show stuff, maybe acoustic guitar and a singer. I think we were the only band on the lineup, or something like that. We were using all shared equipment, all borrowed gear from the venue. And I'm just a singer, so I'm like, all right, I'll make the best of a bad situation, put on a good show, do some dancing. Now, 2 weeks before this show, I had blown out my knee doing the boot scoot and boogie, and I limped all the way home from the bar. It was about a block and a half walk, so it just hurt like hell. And I thought, but it hadn't been hurting by the time of this show. So I go and I do a little move on stage, and well, wouldn't you know, boom, pops right back out. The boot scoot and boogie came back to bite me, and I'm on the
three times fast.
I'm on the ground screaming. My parents are there. Mom's taking a video on her phone, and she thinks it's all part of the show because I scream in the band like it's like heavy metal vocals. I'm screaming, turn this off, this isn't part of the show, someone help, please help. And everyone's just like, this is interesting, this is a choice on and then
performance art.
I remember I got up and I was in so much pain I couldn't perform, I couldn't really stand up all too well, so my parents hobbled me out of the place. We get onto the elevator as we're going down. I guess the people didn't realize that I had come off stage and there were these people going down. What was it, like August Burns Red was playing in the main venue, and like so the elevator opens up and they hear the band playing for a little bit. They're like, oh, well, I mean, it's way better than what's going on upstairs. Oh, no. And I just look over. I was like, that was my band playing upstairs. They're like, oh, it's not that it was bad. I was like, yeah, I got you.
You malfunctioned after the boot scoot and boogie.
I was like, I busted out my knee so bad.
That show was so bad that there was people from the crowd coming in and turning off like our amps and stuff.
Turning all the volume down. Yeah,
like,
that's crazy.
Why are you guys playing metal? This is a fucking martini bar.
Yeah, it was not the right venue. I mean, there was problems from A to B to C to Z.
Like, there was no bands playing. It was just like acoustic artists and like piano artists. And like, oh my god.
And then, that's crazy.
What about the best show you've ever played?
Oh, yeah, I forgot there's, like, positives in the world. No, the best show, I think, honestly, was one of the ones that we did. I really liked that festival we did in Lakeview.
Oh, yeah.
That was a really good show. We played really tight. It was a cool venue. It was just like a street thoroughfare, so a lot of people just stopped by and listened. Some people hung around in the crowd. A lot of friends, family showed up. Yeah, I think that probably be my favorite one.
What was your favorite part about it?
Just again, like I liked that all the people passing by, like a lot of them did just stop and like jam out half a song, full song even. And then the staging was pretty cool. Like my job, I work in like setting up festivals like that, or larger stuff. Like I just did the Micha Fest that was happening a little bit ago. So I have more of an appreciation for it now, and just looking back on it, it was a nice staging. It was a good setup. Like I mean, I overall had a good time with it. Like there was almost all positives.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Worst show? I haven't had luckily, haven't had too many terrible experiences at shows or anything.
You've done it now.
I guess in recent times, that VCR show that we played, I felt like I was way too fucked up. I was way too drunk, and I don't think I messed up greatly, but just being very self-conscious about that one. My best show experience was with my metal band back in Florida, Save the Fallen. We got into the So What Fest. We did a Battle of the Bands thing, and then got into the So What Festival in Texas. So that was just a cool experience overall. Got a van, drove 16 hours to Houston, Texas, and played a cool festival with a bunch of big metal bands and signed shirts and stuff, which is crazy to me.
Oh yeah.
So that was probably the coolest show I played.
It's awesome.
Dope. Brad, was that at the Foundation room? Or the upstairs at the House of
At the House of Blues, yeah.
Yeah.
It was in a little, like he said, martini bar kind of looking place.
Yeah, that was probably one of my worst experiences too.
Whoa. It's cursed.
It is. I played there twice. The first time I played there was really cool, but the second time was not. I had an infection brewing, and I was gonna go to the doctor the next day because something was yeah, and I was feeling hot and everything. And I was playing. I had to go to the bathroom and take my shirt off. It was this whole thing. So yeah, maybe it's a little cursed, but best show was probably the first show with Cutie New. That one always pops in my head, playing at Sub T, and it was 2021ish, end of 2021, first show back after all the lockdown and stuff, and it always pops in my head.
I have a painting in my house hung up of us at that show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a fun show.
You have a painter at a metal show?
It was a picture. Someone used a reference picture from the show and painted the scene.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That was a cool little gift.
Yeah, it was a gift from my soon-to-be wife. Yeah.
Well, congratulations on soon-to-be.
Oh, thank you.
Gotta want to give your wife a shout. This is where you give your fiance.
Yeah, she's awesome, and she does a lot of photos for us. Actually, she's very, very cool, very integral part of the band. From our outer production team, our non-DIYs, if you will.
Nice.
If DIY specifically means the four of us, I should say.
Shout out Ari Carnazes.
Yeah, Ari MK on Twitter, Instagram. Get her if you need good pickies.
Yeah, my worst show, the first one that comes to mind, was in a band that I played in with Brad more than a few years ago now, but it was one of our first out-of-town shows. We were driving to, I want to say Iowa for a DIY show.
Oh, no, I remember
for a DIY show, and we were a three-piece at the time. Brad was playing drums, and I don't know, I hadn't been out of state for many shows at that point, so I really didn't know how to be prepared because I didn't know what to prepare for. I just brought my board, my guitar, and my amp, and we get up quote unquote on stage in the living room, and then I think within a song and a half, one of my strings popped. Damn. And just I believe also the microphone and the amp speaker blew out at the same time.
Because they were using a bass amp as a microphone cap. So we were using that little mic mechanic pedal or something like that.
Yeah.
So you were sending plus 20 volts and it just blew up the head.
Blew their speakers.
Literally on fire.
On fire, and my string popped. They fixed the fire, thankfully. That was fine. And then after the string had popped, took the next song to be like, can I borrow anybody's guitar? And everyone just looks at me, says nothing, and I'm just like, I guess not. And so I proceeded to play the rest of the show without, I think it was like the G or the B string. I don't know.
And
one
no
that I
vocals.
used a lot, and no vocals. And I think the worst part about that was like somebody had come up to us and be like, after, they're like, were you guys in that noise band?
That
I was just like,
That was a month after too. That wasn't even the same night. We went back there, and that was what the guy said to
that's
us.
right.
That was a complete. So that was a guy who like saw us, vaguely remembered, and was like, "You guys were in that noise band." Oh my god.
I don't know if it's still it's a DIY venue out in Iowa, but it's called the Red Room.
It was very experimental of you fellas.
Yeah, no vocals, half a guitar.
Like a modern Yoko Ono.
Yeah, that's something. We learned a lot since then, mainly to come with an extra guitar. And then, I don't know, I've had a lot of good shows to counter that, thankfully. I think the one that stands out in one of my old bands, Crystal Killers, we got to open for Scarlet D'Amour, which was sick. They're popping off now. They're going to play Lala.
They're pretty cool.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
They're doing Lala this year.
They're poised to play Lala, so that was a lot of fun. That was at Sleeping Village, and that was packed. I was singing. That was one of those moments you're like, dang, I feel like a rock star today. It's pretty cool.
I'm actually doing the thing.
Yeah, I'm doing the dang thing. So that was a good show. They were super cool. Played with them, and I think Demo Division too. So they were really sick. Yeah, and then I think for this band, one of my other favorite shows, I think, gosh, it's hard to pick. We love Book Club in Chicago. We've played Book Club in Chicago like three,
4 times.
4 times.
Yeah.
And every time, it's just incredible. Like, shout out to Book Club too, because they're actually upgrading. They're gonna get a real like venue bar license type deal. But we have mad love for them because every time we've had a gig there, all the bands super cool. The vibes are super chill, and I don't know, it just feels like the real like DIY experience in Chicago, and it shows because they're doing crazy good. So love Book Club. Yeah.
What's one piece of advice that you guys would give like younger musicians trying to start off like in music?
Don't be afraid to have. Don't be afraid to have your things, like, and this could be from presentation to bringing your own instruments. For example, like as a drummer, I'm kind of getting to the point now where I realize why I want to bring my own drum kit places. And it's not because I don't like sharing or because I don't like making it easy. I'll put up my drum kit for the whole night if I'm asked for it, and it won't bother me one bit. But it's like, that's my tone, man. The drums that we use, I mean, we don't use my drums to record, funny enough, but it's the sound that I've cultivated by just working with it. And it's like, I could never imagine telling a guitarist, like, hey, we're sharing guitars, pedals, and amps tonight. Like, and that's what when you tell a drummer to like share their kit, it's like everybody's using all of your sound, and it's like, I don't agree with that. I mean, you would never do it to another musician of any denomination, so I don't understand why you do it to a drummer. But then I think it's true for guitarists and stuff too. Like if you have something that is integral to how you sound, and it's like, well, it's not working tonight, I guess we'll go without it. It's like you're shooting yourself in the foot. You got to find a way to make things work. But at the same time, don't be a prima donna about it. If it's not, you got the show must go on. But again, don't be afraid to have a demand to, like, if it's something simple and even something that'll make it easier for everybody. No one else bring a drum kit, I'm providing. Like, okay, cool, perfect. No one's ever going to argue with that. And if you want to be the one to do... Although, what happens if I have multiple drummers on the same bill that feel the way I do?
Yes, these are the questions that keep us up at night.
Because if me and Hoey were on the same bill, we both feel the same way.
Then you guys get a fist fight.
Oh my
That's
god!
crazy.
I'll put my bass drum over his head.
He boxes those.
I'd be dead like after that, but I mean, hit him with the sucker punch, the kick drum sucker punch. Love you, Hoey.
I would say perfectionism is a real bitch, and it's hard in the beginning to feel like you need to do everything perfectly for you to even be in a band. And a lot of learning and growth in being a musician is being in a band and playing with other people and stuff. So that's the number one thing, to not let that first blockage, like, in your mind to even, like, block you from getting into a band and experiencing playing shows and going to studios and just jamming and writing songs together and stuff. So that'd probably be my number one piece of advice. And then the show must go on too is number two, top two. If anything ever happens in a show, you just have to keep playing, and stuff happens. And you just can't, unless I guess there's a fire or something, but you can't.
No, not even then.
Yeah.
Not even then. You play through the fire.
Just have the 23-years who own the house take it outside haphazardly.
It's like the musicians from the Titanic.
Yeah, you just keep playing.
It's been an honor, fellas.
Way to go.
The water hasn't hit and you put lederhosen yet.
Yeah.
Keep going. They wear lederhosen then. They wear lederhosen.
We could say they did. Rewrite that history.
We'll just pretend.
Yeah.
We'll make up our own history.
And suspenders for their socks. That's a weird thing. Why is that?
Yeah, honestly.
I missed those.
Sorry. Down the line. What was that?
He's like tucking his suspenders in.
I don't wear suspender socks.
I guess if it works, it works. That would be my advice to a young musician. So, like, if your instrument, I don't know. I've been thinking about this quite a bit because I fiddle around with upgrading and like customizing guitars and basses and stuff. And my first bass was like a piece of junk, and like you can pass a semi underneath the action on that thing, and it was like impossible to play sometimes. And people would like, they'd play my bass and be like, "Whoa," and I'd be like, "Yeah, I know," but but it worked, and it's what I had. So like perseverance, and then just first thing I wish if I could go back to tell myself was like, learn to take criticism, advice, and put it together in order to like move forward. So because it can be tough to put yourself out there, even if you're going to an audition or rehearsal or playing for your family in your living room or something like that for the first time when you're like 10.
It's nerve-wracking.
Yeah, it's like, oh, okay. So that's about it. Just do it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Nike.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, another good opportunity for sponsorship.
Nike, please.
You guys are going to have all the sponsors today.
Oh, we're trying.
Nike,
We just want to get sponsored by Celsius. That's it.
Oh,
Celsius.
God. Sign me up. What can I
Daddy
do?
needs a new pair of shoes.
Yeah, I don't know. There's so many things that I would tell even younger myself that it's just hard to narrow it down to one. But if I had to do one, I think it'd just be consistency. Because as I'm getting older and like realizing how quickly time flies if you're not actually putting thought or effort into something actively, and it doesn't have to be that whole hustle grind set mindset 24/7 thing, but being in a band, I always say this is like a relationship, and you have to really have the right people to make it work. So that's step one, because if you're the only one pushing things along, that's going to get miserable, and then that's going to be it's going to cause resentment. So then if you got the right people and you can all get together on a schedule, there you go. You got a band. Just do the rest of it, and that's also with consistency. And then after that, just put it out. Just make it. Just make the thing. Make sure you like it first and foremost, and that's really the only thing that matters. After that, if you're making stuff and you like it and you're putting it out, that's really all you could be asked to do. So that's what I would tell younger bands, younger me, is to just find the right people and make the right things for you.
If I was going to talk specifically to a younger me and Devin, I'd say, dude, you're making something you love. Just knock our heads together like coconuts.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you'd forget. I think you'd forget that it's like we're doing this because we have a vested interest in the thing that we're making. Sometimes we would sit around saying, "Does this feel contrived or whatnot?" It's like, how could it? That's the whole point. I mean, like you made it. Me. Like,
yeah. The collaboration aspect. So yeah.
Oh yeah. So earlier, somebody said something about dealing with criticism. How do you guys, each individually deal with criticism of your art?
Oh man, these days it's.
And how did you learn to deal with it? Because that's something that we want to teach our younger musicians.
I've learned to deal with it by all the dead bands I've been in. That's really it. I mean, the best part about this band is the fact that the collaboration is just so free form, and writing or music ideas or anything like that is just easy, because if one of us likes it and it serves a song, then we're down. I mean, no one here has a really big ego for the music. We're all kind of trying to make the same thing. So the criticism thing is welcomed, because I came from the opposite end when I was younger. I thought I knew everything. I thought I knew exactly what it sounded like and how to do it. And the best thing you can do, not just in music but in life, is realize, you don't know everything. And the quicker you realize that, then you surround yourself with people who do know more than you. Then you just pick from them, and then you collaborate, and then by the end of it, you've got something that's better than the sum of its parts. So that's a big one for me. Criticism. Learn to take it. Learn to give it constructively.
That's a good one. My brother Bobby really taught me a lot. Took a hiatus from music for a little while. Started when I was like 15. I stopped from like 26 to like 28 basically. But when I started getting back into it and really trying to just do something in music, I was making bass videos at home, and I was making them to what I thought like a bass video should be. I did a cover of Tush, and it was just like basically my hands and my bass, because I was more like a tutorial, not necessarily like a whole production kind of thing. And my brother just said like, I can't see your face, and I was like, what does that matter? And he's like, just get in the video. And I was like, fine. So then the next video, I put my face and everything in there, and he was right. Like, not to get too into the digital world, but like it got a bit more engagement. And then I just learned from like that moment. Like it was just like kind of clicked. I had a lot of people in my corner like trying to support me throughout teenage and early 20s in music and whatnot, and they were all really great. But for whatever reason, when my brother said something and it worked, it just clicked, and I just started to just listen to other people, not act like I knew everything, or not get too hung up if something wasn't really working in a certain way that I thought it would work in music and whatnot. Because I mean, if you're a musician, you've written so many songs or been in so many bands, and they do or don't work or kind of work, or you show someone something and they're just kind of like, okay, and that doesn't always feel great. But as soon as you start listening and you start putting yourself into the advice that you get, you start like pumping out stuff that you yourself like. Like I enjoy what I do now in music more than I ever did, because I just have taken in the advice and then learned to trust myself and the people around me, especially these guys.
Yeah, I think just dealing with it, it's really a matter of like improving your self-confidence, and just being open-minded in general. It's hard to take criticism, especially like when you're young and you do think you know everything, or you think you're hot shit or whatever. But as Devin said, if you're working with people that are more experienced than you, and everyone has different experiences anyway, it's just helpful to be able to take those points and kind of move past your own ego and see how you can absorb that and translate it to your instrument or whatever you're doing, really. And it's hard to build self-confidence, but I mean, the more you practice and the more you put yourself out there, I think the easier it gets to kind of know who you are and how you fit into other spaces. But yeah, open-mindedness is super big, I think, especially when you are collaborating with other people. You can't just be so set on your idea and that's how it has to be. You have to be able to collaborate and maybe change your idea and kind of mesh with other people's ideas, or maybe your idea just doesn't work at all. That's fine, as long as you're serving the music that you are making. That's the number one goal, in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, my answer is just kind of an amalgam of what everyone else has said. It's like, you got to learn how to take it on the chin, which I think is hard. For me, I mean, I know that every time I get criticism, 9 times out of 10, it's like the first time it hits, it's like it's right in the emotional spot. It's like I want to say, come on, you got to think about it from this perspective. You got to think this, that, and the other. And you dial it back and you look at it the second time and you go, okay, I think every time you put your, let's say it's a text or something, every time you put your phone down and look at it again, you should have a new perspective on it. If it's still causing you the same feelings every time, you're not thinking, you're not growing, you're not learning from what's being said to you. And then, the other part, of course, is that, surround yourself with people. Don't ever try to be the smartest one in the room. You should enjoy if you are, I think. Like, if people are coming to you for help. A big part of my job is that there are, on a big job site, there's 4 people that, you go and ask them something. They'll tell you every little thing that you need to know, no matter what it is, on this, large, various job site. And, that's kind of given me the confidence to realize that I can trust what I know more now. And I don't, if I get notes of criticism, I know how to say, oh, I get what this person is saying, and I can use my new vocabulary that I've gotten from the professional side of things to get deeper into it. It's easier to take it constructively, I think, when you start to have more confidence in not just yourself but the people you work around.
Well, we're getting to just about that time. I think we've gone quite a bit. It's fun.
Yeah,
fun
I noticed the clock over there.
We're good. What do you say we do some personality questions to kind of close out the interview? How does that sound for you guys?
Let's do it.
Yeah,
All right. Now this is where we might ruffle some feathers here, but also we might
Nar.
we might ask the right question.
It's okay to cry.
Oh.
It is okay to cry. So
gonna get
So
to
when
the
you
end
were
of
a
this.
child, I'm just kidding.
We're gonna get to the end of this. It's like, Melissa, it says here you're a fascist.
It's on the Wikipedia page.
So what we'll do is we'll read out the question, and then we'll do a countdown from 3, 2, 1, and then y'all blurt out who you believe in the band would pertain to this question.
Oh,
Ooh,
jeez.
fun.
Dang.
Fun. So 1, 2, 3, go.
We'll go 3, 2, 1, boom.
Okay,
Just say
gotcha.
it.
Gotcha.
All right.
Are you guys ready?
Ready.
Oh yeah. Macho Man.
All right. First question: who is most likely to adopt a zoo animal? 3, 2, 1.
Melissa.
Who is most likely to survive on a deserted island? 3, 2, 1.
Matt.
Devin?
I'm diabetic, bro.
Done for.
I'm flattered.
I can reach the highest trees, I guess.
Yeah.
There you go.
Get those coconuts.
Who is the most likely to sleep through an earthquake?
Devin.
Oh,
3,
Sorry.
2, 1.
Devin. Yeah, I sleep pretty hard.
You
That
do.
one,
Yeah.
that one was reflexive.
Who is most likely to win a dance competition? 3, 2, 1.
Melissa.
Devin.
Me and Matt got bad knees, man.
Yeah, no.
I don't know.
I don't know.
You guys are all pretty good dancers.
I know in your questionnaire you said not to get political, but I'm going to get a little political.
Oh, John.
Who is most likely to become a politician? 3, 2, 1.
Brad.
I didn't even answer. I knew it was going to be definitive.
You want to keep these going?
awesome.
Yeah, we can do a
this
couple
is
more for sure.
All right, next question. Who is most likely to lose their phone? 3, 2, 1.
Matt.
And,
Oh, I see how you guys are. I've never lost my phone, actually.
I lose it like every hour or so.
I take it back. Matt.
Phone, wallet.
I know. Keys and shit.
The next question is, who is most likely to be late to their own wedding? 3, 2, 1.
Melissa.
Brad.
oh, wow.
Well, you were.
I'll be running sound at my own
Hello.
wedding. You guys know that.
Melissa will be like, I'll be there.
I'll be there when I get there.
It's tough for me to say. It's tough for me to say because Mel's usually there before I am. Sometimes.
Yeah,
I'm
we're kind of
usually
neck and neck
the
in that.
last.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're neck and neck. If
Yeah.
I could interject at all.
I take it back, Brad. You're very punctual.
I'm
You're very
early.
punctual.
I try to be early. I'll yell about traffic, though. I mean, I will. I'll let you know.
What do you say? Last question of the night. Who is most likely to get a PhD?
Oh.
3, 2, one.
Matt.
He's the closest, probably.
Yeah.
He's probably already the closest.
Hey. I'm a doctor.
He's a PHN.
Yeah.
What's a PHN?
He's a nurse.
Yeah.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, registered nurse, state of Illinois, New York.
And New York?
Yeah, well, that,
What?
yeah.
That's always a fun question. We never really know whether to ask folks that or not, like what everyone does in their day job outside of being an artist. Would y'all care to share or
Oh,
Sure.
Sure.
Why not?
down the line?
So I kind of alluded to it, but I'm a engineer and gig and like just systems technician for a couple companies in the Chicagoland area. Worked some bigger festivals, like I said, Michelada Fest. I did that one in Chicago, which was unreal. But yeah, that's pretty much just engineer, front of house, and systems technician.
For a day job, I'm maintenance manager for a property management company up in the north side. It's fun. See some cool stuff. See some nasty stuff. But that's all I gotta say about that.
Yeah, musician, engineer, nurse.
Majority shareholder of Amazon. No.
That's where all the DIY money comes from.
How do you think I fund this thing?
Devin's our sugar
Propose to
daddy.
you. I'm kidding.
No, I work in IT, so not quite as exciting.
Yeah, we got to pay the bill somehow.
yeah, it is. It is.
Well, cool. Well, it's been a pleasure talking to y'all. Is there any last messages you want to get out to the world? Anything you want your listeners to get from this interview today?
Any next shows coming up?
Peace and love.
Rock and roll.
Yeah, rock and roll, peace and love.
Listen to more ska.
No.
Is that your presidential campaign?
Yeah, I single
man.
issue.
We
Single
want
issue.
ska. We want ska. No.
Make Scott great again.
Should sell themselves.
We have a show.
It's going to ear.
We can't announce just yet because we're locking in the date, but we will be soon. So go follow us on our socials, Instagram, TikTok, all that fun stuff, where we will be announcing more stuff. But other than that, go check out our album Happy Accident. We're excited for that. And I don't know. That's pretty much it. We've had a lot of fun talking with you guys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very much.
Thank you guys.
Yeah, thank you.
We also had a lot of fun talking to you guys.
Yeah, it's a fun show tonight.
Oh yeah.
Well, kudos to y'all. Thank you for swinging on by today here at the Hawk's Nest, as we sometimes nickname it.
I call it the Neon Lounge.
The Neon Lounge here at Q4 Radio. Thanks to Q4 Radio for hosting us each week, too.
Shout out to the boy John.
Shout out to our boy John. What up, John? Love you, dude. Yeah, for all of our listeners out there, tune in every Wednesday. Each Wednesday, we get a different band or musician or artist, filmmaker, comedians, puppeteers. We get a
We
little
have a
bit of
psychiatrist
everything.
coming in.
We do have a psychiatrist. we could use that.
Free
Jay.
therapy.
We could totally use
That
a
was
little
the
bit of
trick.
that.
I'm just kidding.
That's it. Oh, that's good. What if she like puts an egg timer down and just like
1
time
hour. You
starts
said
now.
1 hour. That's all I'm giving you.
No, but sincerely, if y'all enjoy the show, please like, subscribe, share it with your friends, share it with your grandma, share it with your sister.
I don't want to work my regular job no more.
We want to do this regularly. It's funny. I had the day off today, and you always say, "Oh, what was the highlight of your week?" And you're like getting ready for the show, and that really struck a chord with me, Jay. And I was like, dude, I need to have that mentality, like going in. Not that I don't have that mentality, but. Like being super prepared for it. So I was like, dude, I'm gonna do the Joe Rogan thing today. I'm gonna have a kick-ass workout, do an ice plunge.
Yeah.
I went to an audition for a new show coming up, and then came right here, and I'm like, I feel like Joe Rogan. I feel like I gotta buzz my head now.
We gotta shoot some Tesla cars.
Yeah.
Fucking Cybertrucks.
Bow and arrow.
Bow and arrow.
Hey, I'll be shooting some bow and arrows this week at the Ren Fair, baby. Ooh.
Shout out Renfrew.
Shout out Ren Fair.
Shout
I'll
out.
be sure to send y'all the pictures. Why do I sound like Sean Connery there? Also, for anyone out there in Chicagoland area, Critical Masses this Friday.
Oh, catches there.
Yeah, big bike meetup. It's the last Friday of every month. They usually start over at Daily Plaza, wrap around the loop, all around the city. Last time I did it was 2 months ago. I missed last month's. Dressed as Elvis and did the whole thing dressed as Elvis roller skating. It was super fun. So
Cool.
If y'all are bike enthusiasts in Chicago, check out Critical Mass. Any other plugs you wanna shout out to anyone?
That's it, bro. They had what is it, like a keg and like taps or whatever on a bicycle or
Oh
something.
yeah. They had it was a bike. It was a full on rickshaw. I have a rickshaw too, not one like this. So this is cool. They had a kegerator in the back of it.
Hell yeah.
And you can like wheel up to the side, pour yourself a beer, and they made all their own beers, like in house and everything.
Nice.
It was, and I poured one like going onto Lakeshore Drive. I was like, this is the shit that I love about Chicago. I think about moving to the suburbs all the time, but I'm like, when I see weird stuff like that, I'm like, this just keeps me here. You know, you wouldn't get to see that kind of stuff in the burbs.
It's character.
It's character.
Yeah.
It's gritty. You know, it's fun. But yeah, Chicago, stay beautiful, stay safe, stay healthy. Get out and vote. Your local election is a lot more important than the government election. I'm not to say neither one's not important, but yeah, let your voices be heard, Chicago. Make a better place for tomorrow, and I guess that's our goal for everybody. Make it a better world out there. Peace and love and rock and roll. Again, Cutest Nuisance, thank you all so much for joining us tonight. Please check them all out on social media, Spotify, anywhere you get your social media platforms from. We'll have all the links.
We're
down
out there
below.
for you.
Yeah.
MySpace.
MySpace is y'all still have a MySpace? Still? Tumbleweeds rolling through there. Yeah.
I can't log into it.
Yeah.
I tried.
Long
It's
since
like a
gone.
music site now.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well,
Can you imagine
yeah,
having to
interesting.
bring back a top 8? How many fights would that would bring out right now?
That'd be so much fun. The chaos in the streets.
It'll be good for the world.
Definitely live in a happier world now without a top 8. Thanks, Tom, for MySpace.
Oh god.
And we got Mark Zuckerberg. But
That's
anyways,
a topic for another day.
topic for another day. We won't get political. Take care, y'all. God bless. Have a good one. See you, Chicago.
Thanks, guys.